What the request is for good governance. That's what the ask is. The ask is less corruption, more political ability and appointees and stuff.
Police brutality.
Yeah. Those are the asks, right?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, as long as we keep applying pressure, it might not happen in 1 year or 1 day or 1 week, but it's going to happen as night follows day.
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late.
All right, it's the mics are open. My name's G Money.
And Young.
Ashley.
All right, Calvin is in Tanzania.
Yep.
Doing Tanzania things.
Who cares?
To Tanzanian people.
Now, big up Calvin.
Oh,
Always
man.
Yeah.
Do you know what's crazy? I think after the last 2 weeks of the podcast where we've had to talk about stuff like, the murder of Albert Ojwang, the shooting at point blank range by cops. This week we're talking about Maandamano. The numbers on the ground yesterday absolutely shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah.
Astronomical numbers, bro.
I want to send props going out to everybody who was out there. Everyone who went out yesterday, every young Kenyan who went out yesterday, give yourself a round of applause, because really and truly, it's like, this is the generation that is saying, we are putting you on notice.
Oh, yeah.
And the craziest thing is, this is like analog versus digital. As in, if you think about it, for the last 15 years, Maandamano has always been used as a tool for one person or one party to extricate what they can get from the party who's in power.
Yeah.
So whether it was Raila or whoever was doing whatever they do to get into some form of power sharing, whatever. But I want to serve guys notice, this generation is putting you on notice that every single year, on the 25th of June, Mandem are going to go on the road. And this is not going away.
Yeah.
And people can always say, oh, there's no leadership, there's no vision. It will come. It is going to come. And it's going to be glorious.
Yep.
And it's going to be a place where people are going to listen, whether they like it or not. So don't be disheartened by, like what happened yesterday. There were more people out yesterday than there were the year before.
True.
We're approaching a point in this country's history where the people shall.
A couple of takeaways I had from yesterday's demos. One, I think ever since we had that conversation of, okay, so what next? Ever since we had that conversation, any other demonstration I see, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But it became so pronounced yesterday after, yes, guys knew 25th is going down, right? But then we wake up in the morning, there's some tension in the air because we don't know what's going to become of the day. But then in my mind, I was like, this is a script we have seen before.
Yes.
And I can call what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Guys are going to go to the streets. The cops are going to fire tear gas, canisters. There's going to be rubber bullets. There's going to be stones. Shops, unfortunately, are going to be, robbed.
Smashed,
Like, you can almost tell bit by, like, it's a play where we've seen before. I can call it again and again and again. But it's like a series you've watched, and you've watched this last episode over and over and over again, and you're wondering, okay, so what are the producers and the scriptwriters writing for the next season? Because it's a loop now, right? Because I know if there's going to be, God forbid, and this is hypothetical, right? If there's going to be another demonstration in a month, right, or 2 months' time, it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
And the government is going to do what the government does. They're going to do, the cops are going to do what the cops do.
Right.
The president is going to do what the president does. It's like everybody's playing their part.
Right.
But something has to give at some point.
So let me go.
Sorry, if I can say this, I understand that, yes, it is a loop, but then there are changes.
Yes.
And you can see the very vivid changes. Yesterday, we saw the numbers, and we saw the numbers really coming out and really pushing forward, right?
Yeah.
And I love what we were saying, because, yes, there's definitely the negative. We can talk about that all day, but let's focus on the positive now.
Facts.
And moving forward, what exactly are we going to do? And that's what your question is.
Yeah.
And you could see people even on Twitter saying, okay, great. we have sitting in numbers,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But then now that we have the numbers, what do we do about it? The problem is that there's no strategy of how to execute the movement.
disagree.
Even more than that, like the incidences of goons went down, and it's because Kenyans became aware of
Exactly.
they're trying to make our demos look bad.
Exactly.
And goons who would have come out yesterday would have been battered
Yes.
because of the numbers.
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
Yeah.
Goons were like, politicians, give me your money. We're going to go and disrupt. They saw numbers. They were like, well, maybe not.
Double agent.
Double agent, right?
Exactly.
So here's the disagreement that I have. I disagree because I feel history, when it's been written, the full story is not written in a day.
True. Yeah.
It's like the analogy that I always use is very simple, right? If you are in the UK, there's a place called Dover, and it's famous for the White Cliff of Dover. And I've used this analogy, I think, before. Every single day, the tides smash against the cliff.
Yeah.
Right?
The rocks,
But nobody notices it.
Yeah.
Till every 20, 30, 15 years, a big chunk of the cliff falls into the sea. And it's the result of the continual wave against the cliff.
Yeah.
So what I say to people who have demonstrated, and what I say to this moment, the achievement, or what the request is for good governance. That's what the ask is. The ask is less corruption, more political ability and appointees and stuff.
Police brutality. Yeah.
Those are the asks, right?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, as long as we keep applying pressure, it might not happen in 1 year or 1 day or 1 week, but it's going to happen as night follows day. If you think about when people talk about Moi or talk about any of the significant things towards multi-partyism in Kenya, all that stuff, it all began with a process. Yeah. It all began with a wave. We talk about the Green Belt movement and the protection of parks and stuff with Wangari
Maathai.
Yes, Wangari Maathai, right? Yeah. It all starts with a process. So don't get disheartened. Were guys ever going to get to State House and throw out the president? No.
Yeah.
First of all, that's unconstitutional for one, but also it just wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this is not the same business as it was
last year.
This is not mano from 2013, 14, 15, 16. This is different. You saw those kids playing football again. They were doing it last year,
even
but even this year. When I get messages from my people who are like, yo, like I got a text yesterday, it was like, just put my location on. I'm going into town. These are not the guys who go to every mano.
Yeah.
These are not guys who go to like, when I see like people who were there yesterday, these are not the guys who went last week or the week before, who go when people call out, who go, no. Yeah. These are the guys who say, you know what, this one, this June 25th, I am going. So the same way how none of us relate to Saba Saba, which other guys, when they were doing their stuff, they want us to acknowledge Saba Saba was a great time for Kenya. This is ours. Yeah. Or rather, this is yours. This is your time.
Now claim it too, bro.
All right, let me take some of it. Some of it as well, right?
Yeah.
So don't be disheartened. And there were a lot of bad stories coming out, like, rape being used against women.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was part of a wider conspiracy, or a wider tactic.
Yeah.
I just say don't give up.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's what saddened us even more, like waking up and finding out, or even in the evening finding out that women are looking for shelter and they're being raped.
You're crazy.
Like as a by construct or whatever of the maandamano. Like, I will say this, and I will say this with one heart: you all need to be burned at the stake if you're a part of that gang who was raping women or assaulting women. Yeah. You need to be burnt at the stake because it does not make any sense why we are fighting for everyone. Literally everyone. And it was so beautiful to also see cops were going on TikTok and were just like, after all that has happened during the maandamano, I've sat down and I've looked at all the footage, and even the cops themselves are just like, yeah, no, this is not working.
Yeah.
And even on the day of, you could see some cops actually trying to stop others or controlling certain situations. And it just made me understand. Yeah, it made me understand they're not all the same.
Yeah.
But then
there was one guy with this whip who needed to be whipped.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
But at the same token, there were guys who were treating these kids like they're kids.
Yeah. Literally.
That's
And
what I'm trying to say.
that good batch, hopefully they will be able to influence the bad batch.
The threshold is...
And again,
definitely.
we say, you know, if you look at it very plainly, I feel the cops yesterday were very different in terms of how they approached this than the cops a week ago. The cops yesterday knew, listen, we're going to break up these guys and there's going to be a few running battles and stuff.
Yeah.
But at some point, we have to also placate these guys. Because think about it. If you were at Allsops yesterday or on Thika Road just before you get to Kiambu Road, right, and the cops were trying to hold back the guys who get into town, if those guys decided they were going to town,
There's nothing those cops could have done.
Those cops could have done
True.
nothing.
Even Kiambu Road. Did you see the mass of people at Kiambu Road?
So this is what I'm trying to say to you, right? Don't look at it as if we haven't achieved our goals.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, I don't want to sound like Martin Luther King. Promised land.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, we will get there because this generation who are out there have been hardened by poverty, shaped by education as well.
Yep.
And yeah, so, you know, I say props to all the comrades who are out there yesterday. And were you out yesterday?
No, I wasn't.
No, this year, right?
No.
So like one of those ones where, like, don't stop, like, keep applying pressure, like, keep holding guys to account.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the digital space, do not ignore the digital space, man.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the digital space, like for me, I'm not really on anything other than IG these days. But on the few times when I point into Twitter, there are guys who are holding guys accountable.
Heavily.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving, man.
And I love that everybody had their own personal story to tell this time.
Yeah.
The amount of tweets that we were being reposted, individual posts that were going up on stories on Instagram, on TikTok, everybody was live. So many people were live. There was a lady who even, once they decided they're going to shut down the Fourth Estate.
I was about to bring that up, but yeah, go on.
Once they decided, there's a babe who put up a thread and was just like, if you've seen anybody on live who's on Mandamano, drop the link. There were thousands of links of people who are actually online live at the Mandamano, which was so beautiful.
And also you have to look at it and say to yourself, like, fam, like, when I talk about analog versus digital, like, my gosh, we are going to turn off the TV channels, fam.
Which is illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't guys know that half of us don't watch terrestrial television?
Yeah.
Not just in Nairobi.
Matter of fact, we had the announcement online.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine.
I saw it online. I had it online.
Like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? What?
The desperation, bro.
What are you doing? Like,
I'm glad when the conversation we started with, it's very important for guys to settle with what you're saying. Like, it can't happen overnight.
Yeah.
And why it's important for that to settle in is because of the retaliation that the protests are giving, because the people who are in charge, who are supposed to be listening to us, they decide to double down on what they're doing. So you look at one picture of what's going on in the streets and you look at the response of the government and you're like, it's
like
you're going low to hell.
Let's go.
We're going to hell.
Like,
you know. So sometimes it can be crushing. And I usually think, damn, these guys know what they're doing. Siati they're dumb, siati they're too old, they're too detached from reality that they can't tell what's going on or what's going to happen once they do this. I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing and what's going to happen.
When I saw them slow down, so Telegram was down.
Yes.
Well, Telegram was down and the TV channels were off, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying to myself, like, because Because we don't have VPNs. Oh my gosh! Now I can't use Telegram to sync. I'm like, guys, like this is a
For
different.
real.
It's
like, are
too
you
desperate,
for real?
bro. It's too desperate.
It's
For
like it's
real.
literally funny.
It's
It is
2 a.m.
hilarious,
The
yeah.
club is about to close. I haven't landed. I'm getting out with something, bro.
Do you know the craziest thing about the government shutting down terrestrial television? Yesterday, the funniest thing is, I can just imagine being in some village where all I have is free-to-air TV. And yo, nothing interesting has been on TV for the last how many years? Like, all of the programming has been whack anyway.
Yeah.
And now today we have Mano, and I am in Oyugis in my homestead.
Yeah.
I'm going to settle in and support my comrades from far. And now the signals go down. It's like, man, child, man, these might have just taken off my favorite
Man.
program.
It's
That was entertainment for the day, bro.
So the people who you're trying to, like, it's literally like, let's say Nairobi had the biggest crowd, but there were
Yeah.
crowds all over, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nairobi had the biggest crowd, right? So let's shut down what's happening because what's happening in Nairobi. And I'm in LD or Nandi or wherever they are. It's like, what am I gonna do now for the day? I might as well play Aviator. Like,
Bro, you know, and I could imagine, you know, like on the real, I would imagine someone in the bundus,
in the bundles.
you know, whose access to what's going on is that free to air
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
and
yeah.
radio as well, because the government declared, yo, anyone who is doing any live broadcasting, shut that shit
really?
down right now. Yes.
Were you on there yesterday?
No, I wasn't on here yesterday. You know, I'm on leave this week.
Okay, yeah.
Matter of fact, I was fighting for my life yesterday, bro. This flu is crazy.
no.
You know, nah, it's all good. You know, so then what was I saying?
You're saying about, like, imagine someone in the bundles
Yeah.
is watching.
Bro, yeah, imagine this is the only source of information you have. And then it goes dark.
Yeah.
And you saw the chaos that was going on. The math that I'm doing is if the government has asked every broadcaster to shut down,
What are you hiding?
not what are you hiding, what's about to happen?
Yes.
What's about to happen that they do not want us to see or the masses to see? Because I'm sure there's a big number of people who, as much as there were bigger numbers in Nairobi demonstrating, I'm sure the guys who are tapped in, you know, following whatever is going on, there's a very big number of those guys in the Bundu, Zuko Mashinani, a big number of them. So I can imagine the panic, or it's taking me back to 2007 when you can only hear noises, you hear gunshots,
Yeah.
you hear things exploding, and then you don't know what's going on the actual ground.
Yeah.
And this is a directive that has come from the government. That shit must have been scary, bro.
Yeah.
It's you know that
Yeah.
saying our parents always used to be like, watch TV kabla, put the news kabla. tuone.
Wameuza nchi yetu na hatujui. They've sold our country and we don't know.
It's almost like you have to watch news
It's like-
before you find that your country has been sold.
It's like, you know,
That was
And
the
they just
mood
want to watch
yesterday.
Love Island, bro.
you know,
That was the mood
just-
yesterday.
Man.
I shout going out to all of the media houses who just
Oh, yeah.
continued broadcasting online.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Kina KTN and those guys
Yeah.
who just continued. They were just like, this
Yeah.
is whatever. We're online. See, you can cut off YouTube.
It was KTN's energy for me. They were just like, yeah, WhatsApp numbers. Send us all the footage that you
Send
have.
all the
I
videos.
said,
All
yes.
of them. Yo, Larimado, manze.
I wanted to
Yo.
talk about that as well.
Larimado, bro.
That guy went
mad
back
props.
to yeah,
Bro.
Mad
he,
props.
he went on
Someone
a
said
serious
that CNN
adventure.
contract came at a very good time.
Fact.
Bro, the craziest thing with the coverage, every foreign journalist
Was
Yeah.
Kenya.
was Kenyan for one,
Yeah.
but also like, as in, there were so many instances of journalists stepping in
Yes.
to push back police.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Beautiful
And the thing
scene.
about it is, it's like one of those ones where, like the role of media has never been more visible than it was, because like end of the day, like, you know, even there was a time when some kids were being tear gassed in the alleyway by
Yes.
by
the cops, yeah.
that those are things that you see.
Yeah.
But you know what stood out for me yesterday as well? Did you see the ones where the police were fighting those three guys? And that guy, the fear has gone.
Nowhere to be seen.
That guy was just like, yo, he abused those
Yeah,
cops, Spanner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where guys are at.
There's even the guy who was the cop who it was a one-on-one between a cop and
On
a kid
Thika Road.
on Thika
Police
Road.
survey, I saw
this
that
guy
shit.
whooped that cop until
Mortal
he entered
Kombat.
the ditch.
Now-
I
KD
Now,
show.
guys,
with no
Guys,
weapon.
don't get us wrong. We are not promoting violence.
Not
right?
at all.
We are not promoting violence at all, yeah? But some shit in life becomes so fucking crazy that you end up just literally laughing.
The images yesterday were amazing to see. Like legendary images came out from yesterday. The lady who was jumping over the mesh wire.
Apparently, I don't know if it's a real picture.
Was that real or
it was
that
AI.
must have been AI.
Was it real? Oh, really?
There's no way, especially a chick, there's no way you're risking your life like that.
But it wasn't
jump
real,
like a woman.
But it was dope.
No, that was fire.
It was fire, man.
That was fire.
It was fire, man. So that's what I'm trying to say, analog versus digital, because you can't, these kids are not bro, man is talking about, them are telling me about chat apps. Apps that can chat with no data. That go via Bluetooth and connect to phones around.
Damn, niggas been on game.
I'm like, guys are ready.
I'm gonna need this for later.
We are ready for the end of the days. Guys are ready.
Bring up any apocalypse. We got you.
Our regional. No, our local, our regional, and international gangster points off the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Nigerians,
bro, it was even the Tanzanians who were, bro, they had me on the floor.
Yeah.
Because I saw 2 incidences where guys were talking about the fact that guys could not wait for 25th. They were like, no, 25th is too far. Let me start on the 24th. There's a pretty mortician on Twitter who was getting money from guys.
Bro.
You know, guys had already written their eulogies.
Bro,
this is how I'm going out. Mortician, when family yangu do not disturb my family when I'm gone.
Just shika.
You know, and that 2 million I know is gonna hit the account.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm going to be at the forefront of that line.
That's a different
There's no
level
fear,
of
bro.
activism.
Yeah.
Activism.
I think there's
Guys,
fear, but
when guys are ready, because I can speak on the energy that I picked up yesterday watching how guys were moving. Guys were ready to put their lives on the line.
Yeah.
True.
Because of what has happened. It's you wanna shoot me right now in broad daylight so that everybody can see.
Yeah, there even 2 babes. There was a guy, one cop who was really harassing these 2 babes, and one of his comrades are the ones who was just like, stop it.
Yeah.
And this babe got so mad, she literally went up to him and she was just like, Kunani chapa, okay, fine, kill me then.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the friend is telling her to stop. She was like, babe, leave me alone.
They were 2
Let me
girls
deal
just
with
sitting
this
down.
guy.
Yeah. I saw that.
Because why are you just coming up to me and holding me with your whip? Are you mad? People are tired. I think they're scared, but they're tired. They're more tired than they are scared.
It's that point of, damn, it's a reference I see on the movie Tenet towards the end when you have a dynamic between an abusive husband and a wife who's been battered left, right, and center. You know, your life is constantly being endangered, and then there's that situation of holding your son over your head because if you try to do something, then I'm gonna, you know. And there's a time she tried to do something about it, and the guy called her bluff. He stood, he was like, okay, do it. I know you can't do it because you're not mad enough. You're not at the point where nothing else matters and you're gonna do it. Eventually spoiler alert, she ended up doing it at the very end. And she quoted those words because it was at that moment that she understood exactly what he meant. So that's what I was saying yesterday. And that boiling point, it's crazy. It's insane.
You know, there's a proverb in Jamaica and it says, every day, I'll say it in English, every day you take a bucket to the well, one day the bottom must fall out. And if you think about it logically, it's like, you know, those days of when guys used to have those steel pails. If you go to that pail and get water from the well every single day, at one point the bottom of that bucket must fall out.
You
know?
Have reached capacity.
And that's what it is, man. I mean, you know the craziest thing, I think, that like we're living in a world where we can't trust politicians and we also can't trust ChatGPT. Like what? Like
what is happening?
With ChatGPT
on the same day.
I'ma have to be on ChatGPT side on this one, man. But no, tell them go on.
So the CEO of ChatGPT has told guys, I wouldn't trust ChatGPT.
The CEO and founder.
Altman, that guy.
He doesn't. I'm going to report him to ChatGPT because he doesn't see what he's talking about.
Now, he said he's shocked that people trust ChatGPT. Like, can we talk about that? Like, can I just say, like, I don't use ChatGPT. I've said, I'm a Gemini guy. So I use Gemini a lot. And Gemini is quick to tell you that don't trust everything I say.
Yeah.
You know? But 90% of the stuff I get out of Gemini, once I prompt correctly, actually I end up using. It's like, for example, the other day I was doing a marketing strategy for something I'm working on. And I began the job old school way. Like, I sat in my chair at home and I was like, okay. And I started to make notes on a blank piece of Word document. Then I was like, gee, what the fuck you doing, bruv? Like, no one does this anymore. Boom, put the prompts in to Gemini. And what I like about Gemini is also, depending on which section you select, it can create a research response based upon your search history.
Yeah.
So like if I say to Gemini, build me a character profile of me, it says, well, judging by your searches, you probably like Arsenal, you have a connection to Jamaica. Like it does that kind of stuff, which I think is dope. So I feel that like these large language models or whatever you want to call them, I feel that they're like dragons. You have to you feed them,
condition,
and then you train your dragon. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So when this guy comes out and says he's shocked that people trust ChatGPT, I'm like, what's the fucking point of having it then? Like, what
Right,
was that?
right.
What was that?
So technically, he was just like, it should be the least trusted app or least trusted tool, because according to him, AI hallucinates. Now I need to understand. I need him to break down what kind of hallucination are we talking about?
I think for someone to already tell us not to trust something that almost seems sentient, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is.
Yes.
Almost seems sentient. Like you can have an actual conversation with AI, right? For you to, as the creator, to say that something like that along those lines, right? It means that, it can have an opinion, like, it can actually have a preference. It can pick a bias.
Bro,
It can do 1, 2, 3 things, which no, hear me, I'm going somewhere, which is not what they are telling us about AI.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What they're telling us about AI is quite the opposite.
Right.
It's not this. It's not this. It caters to 1, 2, 3 things, solves problems, A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
You know, so that right there is a loophole that now we are curious about, because why you as the creator of this thing, after you've told us this product is like this,
And why now?
Let me give you.
what do you mean why now? The timing for you is interesting.
Yeah, why now?
Let me give you the analogy, bro. Because guys, I'm old, right? I'm old, yeah.
You don't say.
So some people be like, are you so old? They be like, you went to the same school as Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So like
the school of their sins.
Right, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So let's assume that me and Jesus were in the same high school.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah,
carpentry, ceremal,
bro.
yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And you know, like
Woodwork.
We got the wood.
we're in church, right?
Yeah.
We're in, and obviously, because Jesus goes there and his dad's a sponsor.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Christian church school. You get it? So we have devotion in the morning, we have devotion at night, right? Seen? So anyway, we get to the end of the day, and the form teacher is like to say, okay, I want us to have a prayer before we leave, right? And Jesus is popular because his dad
Man's
is
popping.
a big
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's popping.
It's
Like,
got
you know what I mean?
motion.
Bro.
Yeah.
So you're there in class, and then the guy is saying,
Wait. What is his nickname? Jesus.
Jeezy. You get me? So you're in class, right? And the man them is praying, yeah?
The main man.
And the man them say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
In the name of the Jeezy.
Wait. But say, like, wait. He said, the guy's like,
Amen.
in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, bro. And Jeezy says, whoa. I want to tell you something.
Let me tell you
About
something.
that.
About that. Bro, can you imagine the riot in school?
Like,
Yo,
Jesus,
what do you mean?
What do you mean about that?
What do you mean?
This is the same situation. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We don't trust Jesus. The Father does. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I'm going to lay some game on you about the Holy Ghost.
So
yeah?
what you didn't know?
What you didn't know is, bro, in this day and age, why is Jeezy ChatGPT telling us not to believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy
Zizi
Ghost.
ChatGPT is wild. I like it.
Oh.
I like
By
it.
the way, you know what I'm loving as well when it comes to AI and stuff like that? I'm loving those mini AI movies. Like,
Oh yeah, the clips.
Oh,
yeah.
like the Bible days as a
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Have you seen the little cats diving into pools?
Yes,
Those are
yes.
so cute.
I also love the Bigfoots, the Yetis.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the one I made about going to Toronto?
You made one for going to Toronto.
Bro, let me try.
No, that must have been the other group.
Oh no! It must have
Damn.
been. No, you know what? I didn't share it because I didn't want it to be shared.
Oh.
So let me see if I still have it on my phone, and I'll send
Are
it.
they about to have an exclusive on the pod?
No, it's like this. I think I posted this.
I love it. These are exciting times because I can't wait to watch a movie I have directed
I
myself.
posted with this one.
Yeah.
Break from this podcast to go hear Grouchy spin in Toronto.
All right. So it's
I'm tired of Kenya.
okay.
I made
First,
a break
what
from
accent
this
is that?
podcast to go hear Grouchy spin in Toronto. I am tired of Kenya.
All right. So you see that? So he's in red.
Take a break from this.
Oh, I think I saw you this on your story.
I posted that one, but there's other
Yeah.
ones I didn't post.
It's the Arsenal shot for me.
Check this other one now. This other one is also a gorilla. I don't know why I've chosen a gorilla, but
Silverback business.
It's a gorilla on a podcast, right? And I'll share these with you.
Everybody is using a silverback, bro.
Yeah, everyone's doing this.
I love Kenya, but it's getting hard to stay positive.
It's giving a breakfast show, a radio
Let's see.
breakfast show.
But check, this is the killer one. So the killer one, I'll share all of these ones with you, right? Here is the killer one. So this is a picture of like a DJ in a club. He's wearing an Arsenal shirt, right?
My name is G Money, and next week I'm going to Toronto to support Grouchy on his tour.
Apostas.
but
Apostas.
the
I like it.
accent.
And next week I'm going to Toronto.
I like it.
You get-
I
You
like
see the
it.
visual?
Isn't that exciting?
Super excited.
Right? Like,
And next week I'm
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me send them all to Biggie so you can
like
put them on.
everybody can now, you can have your own library of your own things.
Yeah.
Like
This
you want to
is-
listen to music that sounds like this or this subject matter,
Yeah.
you can create it. You can create your own artist. You can create your own label.
That's
You
true.
can, like, personally, I can't wait to create my own series or movie. For example, the weekend is here. I'm like,
drop.
I feel like watching an action movie or a sci-fi that goes like XYZ.
Yeah.
So let me prompt in and get a movie that will satisfy, cater to my needs. The same way you're craving sushi on a Friday night and you order in some sushi, right? The way you're prompting the app, you prompt this AI app to give you the movie that you want to watch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you order the food you want, you order the
listen.
movie you want.
It's proper.
Bruh,
These
are exciting times.
Speaking about, I know we have a list of stuff here, but I want to go into this conversation about DJs. And there's a conversation about DJs. The one you mentioned about, so there was a clip earlier about DJs talking about playing the beginning, the middle, and the end of an
Yes.
event.
Yes.
But there was also a DJ talking about don't blame DJs for not playing good music, blame record companies for not making good music.
Oh.
And artists not making good music. But forget all of those conversations. I saw another DJ saying something that really blew my mind. And basically, I shared this, shouting out to Cachero. You know, Cachero is always on the neck of DJs. Like, why don't DJs play this and DJs play that? Shouting out to Cachero. And when I explained this to him, I could see the light bulb go off in his head. And this DJ said that the reason why a DJ will always play All I Do Is Win or give me these are the big songs that people always play. One of those songs, whatever. The song that you know, it was them boys back in the day, and these is that
Kina Bone Crusher.
all those songs, right?
Yeah.
Is that, and this blew my mind as well when I heard him say it. We used to discover music as a community,
Yeah.
right? So, for example, think about it, and let me use myself as an example, right?
Right.
When I was on Homeboys back in the day playing dancehall, right? You listened to me. I've lost track of the people who said, I used to listen to you on a Tuesday night, because you played all of the hottest shit. Right? So that's why we were playing the Dubs Clarks and all of the conscience songs and all of those songs that are now anthems. Let's be honest, half of those songs wouldn't be anthems if I hadn't played them.
Yeah.
Or if we hadn't played them.
True.
Homeboys being on a dancehall station.
Yeah.
Kinda Chris Martin, Elaine, we can say that we were the ones who put them on the map in this country. Sorry for anybody who's offended by that, but those are facts.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry, not sorry. But the beautiful thing is, we discovered those songs as a community. So then, so you'd have your guys on Capital playing songs they heard on Homeboys, or you'd have your guys on Kiss playing songs that they heard on Homeboys, or Homeboys playing, and vice versa.
Yeah.
For example, when we bought Chronics, we didn't say you can't go to other stations because we bought you. We let them go to every station.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't listen to Homeboys,
Yeah.
we discovered music as a community.
Yes.
True.
You get it?
Yes.
When Drake was popping off all those years ago, and we started to play, what was that song with Young Money? I love my cause I love girls. Da, 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 da. When Lil Wayne was popping and it was Lollipop and those songs, those songs were all over the radio, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have Spotify. We didn't have YouTube Music. We didn't have all these things. Now, you go and create your own playlist in your Spotify, your Apple Music, and you listen to it continually.
Yes.
And then you say, why doesn't G Money play this song? There's this song that I love.
And then you get mad.
Kumbe, you've discovered that song on your own. Like the other day, it hit me. Where was I? Someone played, I was at home. He was at home, right? And a buddy of mine played Ray Shremmerd from their second album. This joint I had never ever heard in my life. You discovered that song on your own. You didn't discover it as part of a community. So DJs are playing songs that everybody discovered.
Yeah.
So now when you tell me that Future's got a hot song, I can tell you, is it bigger than Turn Out the Lights? We all heard Turn Out the Lights at the same fucking time.
Yep.
You get me?
Yeah.
When John was playing something on a like now I go to a club and I hear John playing Glorilla.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like I don't listen to radio. I've not listened to radio for the longest while. But those days, look at Silver Star. Everybody can tell you what time was Silver Star. It was at 9 o'clock on a Friday. Silver Star are the wickedest.
Yeah.
When they're playing Busy Signal, Cobra, and those, I used to drive on a Friday night. I'd get to Marsha in Hurlingham. You think they're playing Silver Star, bro?
Yeah.
You go to you think about Corinne.
Yeah.
When Corinne used to be on the radio.
7, yeah.
You go to Creamy, anywhere where young people work.
You hear it.
Creamy Inn, Pizza Inn, all those places. It was just the job. We discovered music as a community. Now we don't.
True. And I think it's a shift in culture. People have become very individualistic.
Yes.
In how they perceive music or art generally, fashion, if we're talking entertainment generally, if we can talk about that. Because even when we were growing up, I always knew I wanted to work for Homeboys because of the people who are on Homeboys, right? It was that or Capital because you wake up in the morning from 11, was it 11? Ricky's Weekly Top 40. XFM, what's her name? In the morning, I don't remember her name, Nadia Favory. You listen to that as well. So we had, the culture was togetherness, as you said.
Facts.
We don't do that anymore. We become very individualistic. People also want to have the best playlists or seem like they're putting people onto things.
Bro.
And that's the thing, you are meant to put people onto new music or art.
We used to go on road trips, right? And Homeboys used to last until just before you get to Naivasha, then the signal is gone.
Dead.
Bro, that's not us listening to the station because it's our station. That's because it curated and it culture shifted the way people listen to music. Those are not me just trying to big up myself or big up Homeboys. Those are facts.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is that now I'm in my car, like now I have and I use Spotify. Now I just play the first song. On Spotify and allow Spotify to do the rest for me.
Do your thing.
Yesterday I was at home, fam, and YouTube was on, and it started with some old school songs, and then I was like, I am not telling this thing what to play, and every song was a banger. But guess what? Those are bangers in my house. Now imagine I go and put on like whatever. Let's say I put on a Ugandan tune, and I can experience Uganda on my own.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that like Valu. Look at Valu.
Yeah.
Valu, baby. Sometimes you hear that in a club, you think it's a Kenyan song.
Yeah.
It's chameleon. Why? Because Kiss back in the day would play that song 100 million times.
Yeah.
And the nation would play that song 100 million times. So we discovered this song as a community. P Unit. Carry. We discovered that song as a community.
That's true.
Tatizu.
Was an anthem.
Which station played that song? A lot. It's Kiss.
Kiss, yeah.
And
It's
even
an easy
even
FM.
down the line, when Kinapinye came up with the beat, everybody was, 5 p.m., 6 p.m.,
You're such a-
everybody is in front of the screen.
You're such a
What are
hoe.
the hottest songs that we need to see?
Facts.
Camp Mula, bro.
Discovering
Yo.
music
Yeah.
as a community.
Yeah.
I have a question, and actually, this will come back to the DJs. Actually, DJs on YouTube and DJs in the club, you can say they're very different.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, wouldn't you say that that's us discovering music together to some extent?
Yes. But guess what? When you look at YouTube, let's say that you have your favorite mix that has 500,000 views, right? 1 million views. That could have 400,000 unique views and 600,000 recurrent views. People who play that song over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contrast that to a radio station that plays that one song 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Enforcing every person who's in whether you're listening in the morning, at drive time, or at night, you're going to hear this song.
Yeah, you
You get me?
listen to it.
Yeah.
So that I found that to be amazing. And I mean, that's no excuse, because DJs are still supposed to be tastemakers and vanguards and decide what are going, right?
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is it's a massive reason why we get so many complaints towards DJs.
Yeah.
Because you're going to play end of the day, it's like, I mean, I've been playing at Ibiza lately, and Ibiza is a completely different crowd from say, Bar Next Door or whatever. And it took me until I think the third time playing there to really do a set I thought that I was proud of. They were like, yo, this is a great set. But I'm like, yeah, but I haven't unlocked this crowd yet. And it's for you as a DJ to have that discernment, because for me, like, if I go to an event to play and I'm going to play at a club, nowadays especially, I'm not just turning up for the money.
Yeah.
I would rather sleep. I'm turning up because I want to do, like, I want to go to Ibiza and I want to win over that crowd.
Yeah.
And that crowd is very different from B&D or very different from Milan or very different from whatever. I want to win these guys. So I have to study them. So I still have that responsibility as a DJ.
Yeah.
I have that responsibility. But like I'm saying to you, the hits are different and they're shorter and they last less.
Yeah.
And, end of the day, like, you go into TikTok and there's that I'm a piano song with the horns. There's that I'm a piano song and it's always on memes. What's it called? I can't even remember what it's called. But I literally got that song from TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Because I saw it on so many
it takes
memes.
TikTok as the DJ to go like,
Unlock the bangers.
I need this song
Yeah.
on my playlist.
Because I heard it on so many memes. What's this song is called? It's so
My
many-
darling.
No, not that one. I've never played that song in a club. Did it
Never.
play it? Yeah, no. Because you know me, if it's being played by everyone, I'm really not gonna
No, I'm gonna play it.
not gonna really.
But as you look for that, back to your comment, YouTube, radio,
Yeah.
and all that. Well, first of all, even on YouTube, it's different. It depends on what kind of product are you doing on YouTube, and that's why you'll have these DJs who are doing the mainstream music, the commercial hits and all that.
Yeah.
But this is one of the reasons why I started Candy Sessions.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to play you the songs that you know that everybody is waiting for you to play,
Facts.
and they're even probably demanding for you to play. So I won't even put myself in that space. I'll bring you to my own space where I'm like, okay, Sasawa, let me show you music from my perspective.
Yeah.
This is how I see music.
Yeah.
This is what I think about when it comes to music. And this is how I connect them. Because personally, like, every DJ has their own unique style, you know, of DJing. Like, and it's something that I don't know if it's just me, but I usually take note of it in terms of maybe waves. Let me use Sir M. Is it Sir M? Let me use Sir M as an example. Like, Sir M is very amazing at jumping from one genre to another and still maintaining the energy, you know, which is not the easiest thing to do, because especially Kenyans and generally human beings, especially women, when you get used to a particular energy, stay consistent with it. If anything, atendele kipanda, you know, like crescendo type shit, you know, like a choir. But myself, I want to connect songs like a thread. Like from the first song to the last song, I don't want like breaks. I want you by the end of the experience to go like, wow, that was like a whole thread. One song basically, you know. G-Money has his own style, you know, and especially now when you incorporate the MCing beat, part, you know. True. So it's very important, as much as there's that individualistic nature when it comes to consuming music, be aware of that so that the rage is gonna, you know, come down. And people don't really think about the extent to which that radio thing that you're talking about, that one song playing 10 times a day, they underestimate that impact. Because now you'll come to the club, you are tired of that song. You're tired of, matter of fact, you hear DJ Khalid, all I do is you're like, man. But there's someone who is losing their mind on the dance floor.
And I realized maybe we might be biased because some things we listen to with a radio ear.
Yes.
Because then it's very mainstream, and we've heard it so many times to the point where you can't have it on your playlist.
You know, I just feel that, like, and I'm glad that where I am, which is why these days I try not to do 3 gigs on a weekend. Because by the time I get to the third one, like if it's a Sunday gig, I've just lost interest, right?
Yeah.
I still think there's something as a DJ, like where you have fun with it. Like, so the other day, like I was in, where was I? I was in I think it was Bar Next Door. Probably Bar Next Door because I played there. I played there a lot. I like it.
Shameless,
Shamelessly, and it's one of my favorite places. I get to express myself at Bar Next Door. You know.
Yes.
Bro, I played Robbie Williams, rock DJ. Dun, 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 dun. I don't wanna rock DJ cause you're there, and I'm just like, bro, when's the last time I get a chance to put this in next to a Maroon 5? Bro, I played I'd like to say Fireflies, Owl City. Y'all know I love that song. Yo, have you ever heard that song on a big system? You might not believe your eyes.
The summer vibes, the tropical vibes.
Bro,
it's giving sing-along heavy.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying to you. So
people are cooking.
Yo, and I'm just saying that, like I just encourage, and I wasn't always where I am now like now I am enjoying my set.
Yeah.
Because I sit down, like I don't like build a set, but every venue that I go to, I put like 15 or 20 songs to say, inspiration for tonight.
Nice.
And I might not necessarily play them. And when I look at some of that stuff, I'm looking at them like, wow, like where were you going with this? Like,
you have a mood board for your playlist.
Oh man, like the other day, like at Conquer, man, last week, bro. Oh, you were there? Bro, I played Kuliko Jana, bro.
Oh man.
And like
I'm to drop that
and
one.
the thing is, you know, with stems, I'm coming out of the rhythm with footprints. When you cry, I cry. Kill the instrumental stems.
Oh, beautiful.
Shut it down. Let's go. Let's go. Funga duka twende.
Because I'm seeing this lady in the front and she's like, Kuliko Jana.
Moyo moja. She was singing Moyo moja.
And then I let the acapella play. And then I came back at the end and put in set Dinah chords. And then it dropped on the beat. Boom.
You were really having fun.
I was just having fun.
It's very important. The audience, the crowd can always tell whether or not you're having fun. You know,
like
but
that.
To G's point, it needs that experience because now he has the contrast.
Yeah.
He's been at a space where he hasn't really been enjoying himself. You know, in your career, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 events you're going to, or gigs you're going to enjoy yourself. But for the most part, it's work.
Yeah.
And it's because you understand the demand that's needed.
Yeah.
I might not necessarily enjoy playing Loyal by Chris Brown every weekend, but I'm going to play it nonetheless.
Occasionally you have to play it.
I'm going to play it
Because
nonetheless.
it's a crowd.
Yeah.
It's a crowd puller, yeah.
But the next time, maybe I'm playing a Jack Harlow song and I'm like, this one is for me. I don't care what you say, but I'm dropping this Jack
always
Harlow
tell
right
me-
now.
we always tell
I
Andy.
said, I tell people, like, I literally tell people now, like, I said, sometimes, I say on the mic, sometimes I come here, I play songs for you, but you know what? Sometimes I play songs for myself.
We always tell Andy sometimes when he starts playing, we're like, that's for me, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, my friends, you're just playing for
I'm
us.
like, I know that's such his
Just say
mind.
you're playing for us.
And that's the thing, I think, I look back at DJing, and I look back, I mean, I've been blessed, like, I've been playing music for a long
time, bro.
time. And I say
Jeezy.
to myself, from G's, from me and G's, we were at school. And I say to myself, like, I'm proud of the fact that I'm still playing music in clubs, because I'd always said to myself, like, I'd never taken DJ. I said DJing is something I can do. It's not like radio is my thing.
Yeah.
But DJing is something I can do, and it's an additional thing.
Okay.
But now, man, I tell you, man, like, you know, this weekend I'm doing some stuff at Mass House, and
Nice.
next weekend I'm doing Tunnel, and I haven't done Tunnel for like years. And I'm thinking, what am I going to bring there that's going to be different? What am I going to do something? And I'm actually thinking, I feel like I went in for a phase, and I think every DJ goes to this phase where it becomes just so performative, where you can just close your eyes and just DJ, because you just know what to play. But now I'm just trying to push the envelope and just try to do things a little bit different, because I always maintain it's not the songs, it's not Loyal by Chris Brown that's gonna make the night memorable.
Yes.
It's when you put, and with stems, like if you're DJing without stems, gives you so much freedom right now. Especially if you're one of those DJs who mixes in key, right?
Yeah.
There's so much you can do, like, you know. Shout out to DJ Mr. Fabs.
Oh, yeah, big up
Fabs is
Fabs.
The other
and
day.
Fabs is the DJ who told me about keys.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to see these things and what
He's a bad man.
nonsense.
No, the day I learned the hack of, because yes, it's one thing to know about keys, but then as the DJ, to explain to the people who don't know
keys
about
are.
what,
Yeah.
like when I'm looking at my Serato software, when the songs have already loaded up, right? It's showing me the name. The same way you can choose what to see when you're looking at any file on your laptop or your computer. It's the same for us DJs with the software. So I can see the song, the artist, the length of the song, the file where this song is, located.
And the musical key.
Yes, maybe even nowadays the frequency of the plays and then the keys. So the key of the song is just the key of the song. But it can be overwhelming if you don't know some hacks, because damn, how do I now plan my set according to the keys? You know, usually most DJs plan according to the BPM, the speed, right? And that's how we line them up. But the day I discovered that, the same way you will line them up with the BPM, you can maintain the BPM where they're at and now arrange them according to the keys.
Nice. Okay.
And now even your prep for the DJs who maybe prep before the set, it becomes easier when you're DJing during, maybe in the middle of a gig. You can go like, oh, damn, by the way, this song can actually go well with this other song. So now it's up to you. How creative are you going to be with it? Like, that's why I love dropping a reggae song in the middle of an Afrobeat set, or an R&B banger in the middle of an Afrobeat set. Just something random, you know.
Up a little bit. Yeah.
So once you discover these 1, 2, 3 things, these hacks, it makes your life a whole lot easier, man. A whole lot easier. But to wrap it all up, I think there has never been a better time. As much as the audience, the listener, the consumer is becoming very individualistic, there has never been a riper time, if I can say so, for the DJs to also be as individualistic. The same way you are enjoying doing what you're doing, you have your go-to. Like, I can play this, but do not let me get into this bag. Because the moment I get into this bag, it's a wrap. So I think it's high time for DJs to stop being afraid of the manager, the club manager telling you, or
Change
maybe
it up.
yes, use your wisdom to measure up the energy on the dance floor. Don't mess it up, but also don't be afraid to be as individualistic, because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
You never know who's listening.
I personally, as the audience, I like a DJ who brings in like new music or to, like switch it, not the same old thing. Like I'm here so that I can discover music. At the same time, bash with music that I know.
I know, I get it.
You know, but
Yeah.
give me something new so that I can be like, oh shit, pull out my Shazam and figure out, discover new music as well.
No, man, music is life, man. Have you guys heard the good news?
The Bible.
Like the breaking news. The chairman of is it Kotu? Yes. He's being transferred to the national park with the rest of the animals. Hold on. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry.
I think you read that wrong.
Let me check it out.
Take two.
Wait, take two.
Yeah, do that again.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's not being relocated to the national park. He wants the national park to be relocated. Oh man,
I feel
that's
like
why
your first statement wasn't too bad.
Might as well.
Might as well. I was relocating.
I was excited. I saw it on the screen. I thought that he was being relocated to the national park.
Relocating the national park, you might as well move with it.
So, out of just now, Twali proposes relocation of Nairobi National Park. He says, by the way, being the only city in the world that has a national park is not a selling point for the national park or selling point for Kenya.
Wow.
Funny enough,
The one unique factor about us.
is not the unique factor about us.
Are we tunaishi Kenya moja ama? I don't
Clearly
know.
not.
Hii syllabus imepiga
I
reverse,
have
manze.
friends who go to the national park at least every single weekend.
Fam, can I tell you, the national park,
I love how you just started.
the national
That's
park,
pretty much it.
the Nairobi National Park has saved my sanity on many occasions.
It's a good Sunday drive, isn't it?
There's been I have left work
And gone to
and
the
gone
national
to
park.
the national park
Yeah.
and gone and just driven through.
Yeah. See a
Just
little
because
lion.
I'm
monkey,
so
a
stressed
gazelle.
about what's happening out in the real world.
Yeah.
Like when you go into the national park, it just feels calm.
Yeah.
Some people go and hang out in cemeteries. Me, I go to the national
Wow.
park.
That
Trying to
was
say-
so morbid.
No,
Is it?
crematoriums.
Yeah?
Crematoriums where guys do cremation. Yes.
It's calm.
Bro, like it's too serene for you to even think that they do this kind of business over here.
Is it?
It's coming from experience. To a point where you're like, just being vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
To a point where you're like, am I supposed to be feeling like this? Like you feel like you're supposed to be feeling all sad, you're supposed to be feeling heavy, but it's the complete opposite. Wow. Like I don't know what it is about it, but like I can speak about the crematorium in Karioko. I don't know about any other crematorium. But it's funny you mentioned, cemeteries and all that. But you could be onto something.
No. But like in the UK, there was a cemetery at the end of my estate. It was St. Mary's Church. And guys used to walk through there because it was like a cemetery is calm.
Yeah.
I remember the time I went to the cemetery to go and clear my mom's grave and stuff. And that was the moment I was like, you know what, I'm going to reconcile with my dad. So calm and serene.
Why are you laughing?
I didn't do it.
No, what you're
These guys are not your friends. You're having a vulnerable moment, bro.
Does it give you an epiphany?
Did you grow up with your dad? And your mom?
Shit.
Just your dad? Okay.
Gloves off just like that. Damn.
No, I'm talking to Roriki, but I just wondered, like, I didn't know what was funny about that. Like, I don't know.
No, but Atoli is saying we moved the national park to Kina Mara and Amboseli and the likes.
But it's already there's already one there.
No,
Like,
hey, guys, it's not me. It's not
Sorry.
me.
Yeah.
I'm just a messenger. Yeah.
We apologize.
It's fine. It's okay. I love it.
that's a good clip.
I don't really understand the sense behind that because I just don't understand.
So let's be balanced.
No,
Let's-
look at it from his perspective, right?
Which is
Like,
to build more or have more
yes,
space.
yes, because we're, according to him, and I stand corrected. Yeah, we are running out of space.
And the city's growing.
Basically,
Move the people, don't move the national park.
No, guys.
Ashley, slow down. I don't wake up tomorrow. Ni party Ashley ako Amboseli.
But guys,
Jimani,
guys,
Savo.
Guys, you're funny. You're so funny, guys. Let's be real. Let's examine this. Is Nairobi congested?
Yes.
Yeah, some of it is.
Some areas in Nairobi are congested.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
Now think about Langata, right?
Yes.
Think about Langata all the way back to Kitengela towards Rongai, that big tract of land that is in the national park.
Yeah.
Would it, if the national park wasn't there, would we be able to get from, say, Mombasa Road to Rongai quicker? Yeah, right?
Probably, yeah.
If
I
you
think
could
we
just-
still can, but
A
go on.
straight line,
go on,
like a
go
straight
on.
line through the park, right?
Yeah, like a railway or something.
Like with some, just trying to think of the geography, right? Right. Now think about it. Could we build a lot more houses in the national park? Like, could we
Yeah.
actually develop a real planned city in the national park? We could, right?
Yeah.
I think
I'm not
it's,
sure why
I
this
d-
is appealing.
No, I want to see. I want to see where he's going with it.
So I'm saying. Okay, cool. Does the national park need to be as big as it is?
Bigger.
Needs to be bigger. Okay. Cool. See, I'm just looking at the objective.
You're getting the lay of the
I'm
land.
looking at the lay of the land.
I see you. I
So
see
now
you.
here's the question.
Yeah.
Do we trust our politicians?
Bro, no.
No, I want their plug. That is what I want. That is the plug.
good shit.
I don't blame our politicians. It's the plug. Because
the
what
foreign
are you
they've been talking
smoking over
about.
there, bro? You
Nah,
know.
man, leave the animals alone, blood.
Please.
Like, fam, let me tell you, one of the most beautiful things ever is for you to wake up on a 4, 5 a.m., go through the national park
And see a monkey.
see a lion.
Oh,
That's
okay, or a
true.
lion.
Bro, fam, let me tell you, do you know how many events we've been able to like sign off on? When you say to the artist, it's like, bro, I know you're charging 20K, but listen, I got 15K, yeah, and I promise you, what I'll do is take the 15, I'll put you up in a 5-star hotel, I'll get you transport, but I'll give you a safari. You think these
The
guys go
city.
for safari for fun?
No.
Do you know
We
how
take
many,
it for granted,
Do you know how
bro.
many deals we've closed because we've promised somebody a safari?
Yeah. And that they can feed giraffes or some shit.
Have you noticed how many, like, if you follow so many artists, they rarely go home without going to the park. And these guys,
It's pilgrimage at this point.
yes, it's
Yeah.
pilgrimage. And it's not because these guys are special. It's not just only musicians. It's the aura
Yeah.
of a safari.
Yes.
Fam, before I lived in Kenya, bro, I used to think about safari. I really thought as soon as I go into this park, I'm going to see lions, giraffes, elephants, because that's what they look like on TV.
Yeah.
It was a spiritual moment when I got to go into the park and didn't see shit apart from 2 zebras and a giraffe.
You gotta go again.
But I doubled down and like I'm going back.
Yeah, you have
And
to.
every time I go back, I see Mufasa.
Come on.
Shit.
And I'm home in 20 minutes.
And please. You can
Listen.
have breakfast in there as well.
The problem is not development. The problem is humans don't know how to market the beautiful shit that you have.
Your mic, Ashley. Go on.
Yeah.
You don't know what you have. Furthermore, now that we're talking about
Oh, he's
it,
mad. We
right?
got him
Big
mad.
mad.
Big bad.
Big
now
bad.
that
Got
we're
him
talking
mad.
about it, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking you,
Yes.
I'm beseeching you
Urging.
to answer me one question.
Go off, G.
Just one.
Man is baffled.
The president
Yeah.
of the trade union, the guy who is supposed to be representing workers' rights in this country,
Mr. Kotu.
every single housey, police officer, radio presenter, anybody who's unionized, and even if you're not, this guy is the laborer.
Laborer.
Come on.
Got you. Got you.
Don't animals have rights too?
I know mine does.
That's my bell. Wow. Andy, wow.
You want to put the 50 lions in the park?
No, they want to put 100 niggas in a gorilla pen.
You want to take
Literally.
the 15,000 zebras?
Yeah.
You want to take 350 giraffes.
Noah's Ark, bro, the Kenyan version. How you gonna pull that shit off, bro?
Shit, I never thought about the moving part of it.
Bro, think about the logistics.
That's not, and all the way to Mara. That doesn't make sense. Do you know how long that drive is?
Bro,
No, I don't, but I can imagine. I've seen it on the map of Kenya, so I can imagine.
If I haven't heard the
scale.
you know what? Let me tell you first of all, bro. When it comes, bro, we don't even know how to build a stadium properly.
In the first place.
Right? When it comes to relocating those animals, I guarantee you, they're gonna leave 2 little lions there, 1 little leopard over there. Bro, the guys who move into this new area in Nairobi National Park, they're gonna be like situated in the heart of nature, in the heart of
man.
You're gonna see these guys with these realities on YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome to my channel. Now I want to take you to a brand new residency in the former Nairobi National Park. You're going to see a giraffe bopping by in the background. They're like, oops, oh, we forgot that.
Now I'm striking deals with the animals, bro. I'm striking deals with the animals,
You gotta
bro.
be homies with them.
Yo, you seen Madagascar?
Exactly.
I'm like, yo, these niggas want you out.
Exactly.
So what's he gonna be?
Bro.
What's he gonna be?
Fam, let me tell you, the other day I went to Wrong Guy. First time in years. First time in maybe 4 or 5 years. And as soon as you bust that left coming off of Galleria and go down, you don't move more than 20 meters. You see your first gang of baboons.
That's
Yeah,
true. And
chilling.
they're huge.
Bro,
Yeah.
who's going to negotiate with them?
Andy.
Who's
His
job is
tribute.
it? Bro, have you seen those baboons?
They're huge.
And,
They're human
bro,
size.
And animals talk to each other. These guys are already pissed, bro.
They're not already encroaching on their land.
Bro, forget that. On the WhatsApp of the primates. Yo, there's a gorilla in Rwanda right now. And in the primates WhatsApp group, he's been like, yo, baboon, these niggas be testing me.
They're trying me.
They be like,
You wouldn't believe this shit.
You
won't believe this shit.
This shit.
What had happened was
Yo,
Keisha.
right now, that baboon has put in the WhatsApp group for primates. I wish a nigga would.
try me.
I'd like to see them try.
Bro, bro, what are you going to tell the zebras, bro?
Bro, we can't even fix our drainage.
What are you going to tell the zebras?
Nah.
This zebra has to go to the child and say, it's like 2007, we're being relocated.
Nah, it's giving ice, but
It's
Kenyan
giving
version.
It's giving mad ice,
Bro.
but Kenyan version.
Yeah.
Oh
Of all
god.
the problems that we have.
This is if wait, we need a word for this. If being racist against human beings is called racism, can we call this animalism?
Yeah. Oh. Isn't that
No, we need
definition
to
to animal?
coin a word right now.
Isn't there already a definition for that word? No.
Bro, I'm with
No,
you.
Reality
bestiality,
is
no,
the
that is no.
one.
Bestiality is different. Austin, no. Ashley, don't just say yes. That one is different. That one is completely. Just go on. You energy. Just
Animalism.
go. No, yeah, we've moved past that one.
Racism, animal.
Just go on.
Fam, let me give you the real thing and
Hey,
like out
pause,
of jokes,
but
right?
okay. Yeah.
Guys, of all the problems we have in Kenya, relocating the animals to the Masai Mara and encroaching on the national park in Nairobi, which you, Mr. Atwoli, don't see the value of, is the least of our problems.
Yeah.
We have police shooting people in the head. We have people being taken out of their house and murdered in police stations. There are national agendas that are far greater. We have people who can't afford to eat. We have people who can't afford medical care. We have people who can't afford to send their kids to school. We're living in Africa. And we're living in a version of living in Kenya or living in Africa, a version where we are going back to a place where we should not be.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that when your oversized self woke up in the morning,
God damn.
before you said to yourself, I wonder if I could wrestle 100 humans,
Editor, play Ether in the
Right.
background, please.
right? Before you said to yourself, can I beat 100 gorillas? You woke up and you said, we don't need Nairobi National Park.
Yeah.
again, the question I ask you is this. What part of that pronouncement has anything to do with the workers who are suffering in this country? It has nothing.
Ask him.
And that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like these guys live in a different world, in a different reality. Like there's such a separation. First of all, the only people like I see a campaign on the other day on Twitter where guys are saying, this guy has been in the job for how many years? You know, workers' rights includes his deputy. The deputy didn't want to be president one day.
Oh, damn. Literally, like, might be next in line if anything happen.
If we're going to talk about workers' rights.
That is where he draws the line.
Yeah.
You don't think the deputy had ambitions one day?
Oh, man.
You don't think that?
Valid question.
You don't think?
Yeah.
Like, guys, like, honestly, and I ask this of all politicians, like,
I don't think they have a concept of reality.
no, as in, forget even reality, Ash, but also, when does a politician wake up and say, you know what? I've had enough, like, I'm done. There's one politician who I respect. I won't mention his name, right? I won't mention his name. And let me see. How's the easiest way to say this? Yeah, I won't mention his name. He's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, good stuff mostly, right? And I happened to have a conversation. And he said to me, he was like, yo, I am looking forward to spending this time watching my children have children and enjoying my grandkids, and it's just a beautiful place to be. And I was like, yo, he gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it.
That's what's important.
He gets it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all of this limelight shit, yeah. Now it is my time to, while I'm young enough. And I say to myself, man, don't these guys like get up one day, fam, guys in the 70s, in the 80s, like what are you, like, bro, I look at my own life now and the only thing I want to do is have fun.
Yeah.
Like these guys have missed the whole fun. Like, as in, bro, can you imagine waking up every single day and just chasing
But devil's advocate, bro, their concept of fun is different. And in a way, maybe it's been facilitated and funded by where they're at. So the longer I stay here, it's like divorcing a billionaire. It takes you back to a crazy place where you can't even imagine how life is going to be.
Yeah.
So the access, the money, everything that comes with the power, you know. So while it took you this long and all these lessons for you to get to a point where you're like, you know what, this is what's important. Now to them, they were like, you know what, bro, I can travel however I want. My kids are nice. I'm living in a good house. I can eat however I want. Education is all sorted out. Retirement sorted out. My whole family is nice. Fun? That, bro, I've done it. I can do it again. And this time round, I have sorted all these people out. So now I can eat the nigga. For me, yes.
They're fun.
That is why you will see something is happening outside the country and we need representation, right? You will see a good number of politicians and their families going, and the people who are supposed to actually go and represent us is 1, 2, 3. People missing out on these things. Kumbe, joyriding. I've jumped on a flight to New York. I've jumped on a flight to God knows where. 5-star hotel, 5-star living, Dubai shopping, left, right, and center. I'm back in the country like nothing happened.
I think maybe we don't have enough ambition, and maybe I'm ambitionless.
Nah, your definition of ambition is
not
different. The same way you can't have a bigger dream for someone. There's someone whose biggest dream to them is getting 100,000 Kenya shillings, and you can't convince them otherwise. Their brains or their minds are not at a place where they can allow them to open that ceiling and think of bigger and better, you know. And unfortunately, it is what it is. That's why relationships end, because some people don't see past a particular point when other people are thinking bigger picture, you know. I'm thinking this and that. I'm thinking where we can be in 10, 15 years, you know, start a business, run. Someone is thinking of just hit, run. I don't deserve this, or we don't
You're right.
deserve
So
this.
You're right. Maybe we
It's
don't.
perspective.
Maybe we don't
Yeah.
get it. And you know, I've always said that, like, give 95% of people a chance to do what politicians do. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, or worse.
As you say, we don't
Oh,
hate
word.
oppression. I just hate being oppressed.
Oppressed,
Give me
yeah.
the opportunity to be the oppressor. You will see. You will find out. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Full circle moment.
Alrighty, that's the mics are open for this week. My name's G Money.
And the young.
Ashley.
Adios.
Also, nail check. Go off. Grabbers are back, baby.